5 seats. That's all the Republicans need to pick up and flip the House. The smallest number that the party in power has needed in 90 years. In past, when the president's popularity were in the mid-40s, as they are now, their parties always lost big in the midterms. In 2018, President Trump had an approval rating like President Biden's, 44. Republicans lost 40 seats. In 2010, when President Obama was down, Democrats lost 63 seats, what he called a shellacking. An outlier was after the 9/11 attacks, when President Bush and Republicans held the chamber. But before that, Democrats lost 54 House seats in 1994 under Bill Clinton. Democrats now are looking to break that streak. And here with us, Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell in all-important Michigan. Congresswoman Dingell, it's good to see you. So let's talk about your colleague, Elissa Slotkin. She is one of the 2 most vulnerable Democrats in this cycle, according to all reports. What do you see in her race?
Good afternoon, Andrea. It's always good to be with you, especially right before Election Day. I was canvassing with her on Saturday. There is, for me, a noticeable difference on the ground in the last 24, 48 hours. Enthusiasm is going up. I think Elissa is going to win her race. I think we're going to win 3 of the closely contested races in this state. I think we're reflective of the country. It's razor thin and races across the country. But I don't think you're going to see, I think it's going to be razor thin about what's going to happen in the House. And I think many people are deciding right now how they're going to vote.
Abortion is also literally on the ballot in Michigan with that constitutional referendum. Support seems to have shrunk recently among Democrats. Was it a miscalculation to focus so much on abortion early in the cycle nationally, if not only in Michigan, rather than the economy sooner?
So, Andrea, it's 2 different issues. I've been one of the people that have said that we have to focus on more than choice in the economy. Matters in Michigan. And I think both issues are driving people to the polls, and I think it was an issue we should talk about. But I also think that there's been a great deal of confusion about the ballot proposal in Michigan. There's a ton of just flat out bad misinformation. Parents and children are not going to be able to be sterilized. Parental consent is still going to be there. And it is tighter, quite frankly, than it should be. And people who really care about this issue are going to need to vote. And I'm not sure what's going to happen on that ballot proposal, to be perfectly frank.
The Cook Political Report has moved Michigan governor's race from likely Democrat to leaning Democrat, which is a downgrade for the Democratic hopes of Governor Whitmer. So running against Tudor Dixon, as you know, who is an election denier. There's also election deniers on the state ballot, the state ticket for Attorney General, Secretary of State. And we saw the foiled kidnapping plot against your governor. So how concerned are you about these threats if Democrats win all these key races?
So I'm going to be very blunt. I have been campaigning with the governor. I've been with her every day for the last couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, I was worried on this race. I've again seen enthusiasm shift. I think it's going to be a very close race. But what I'm really worried about in Michigan is what we've seen in other states where there's already an effort to challenge votes, to not count votes. And I think we will have serious efforts made the day after the election to challenge the results of many of these votes. People are deliberately trying to undermine people's confidence in these elections and to discourage people from voting and to make votes not really count. We already saw the Secretary of State candidate on the Republican side try to challenge any AV vote that had already been cast in the city of Detroit. It was challenged in the court, but I expect Michigan's going to be a state that's going to have a lot of attention on it the day after the election.
And just a quick question about the black turnout. What are you seeing there?
I think it is improving. I think you are starting to see more people. Souls to the polls was very strong yesterday. And I think Detroit matters, but I think a lot of other communities around the state matter as well.